So the economic figures today show we're all getting poorer again, and we're led by the most incompetent Chancellor in history, Rachel Reeves. And there are some very big questions. She said she worked for 10 years at the Bank of England. Turns out it was 5.5. Said she was an economist at the Bank of England. Turns out she was in customer service. And on expenses, well, she had very big problems when she worked for a bank, and as a member of Parliament, had a credit card taken away. So, here's the question. Will the real Rachel Reeves please stand up? Please.
Well, I'm really proud to have worked as an economist at the Bank of England before I became a Member of Parliament, and also in financial services at Halifax Bank of Scotland. I've got the experience to do this job as Chancellor of the Exchequer, as well as the 14 years as I had as a Member of Parliament, chairing the Business Select Committee and as Shadow Chancellor. People should judge me on the job that I do, fixing the economy, fixing the mess that we inherited from the Conservative government.
And of course, housing. This government says it's absolutely determined to build 1.5 million homes during the course of this Parliament. Interestingly, that was the similar target for the last Conservative government that was in. Although, I have to say, with housing, and we'll deal with it separately perhaps, but even if we do build 1.5 million homes, that won't even be enough for the number of legal migrants that come over the course of the next 5 years.
The latest economic figures are in, and they have confirmed what many feared. The UK is growing poorer once again. Leading the charge in this economic decline is Rachel Reeves, who has come under fire for what some are calling her incompetence, earning her the title of being the most incompetent Chancellor in British history. However, it is not only her handling of the economy that is being questioned, but also her integrity, with many pointing to significant discrepancies in her past that have only added to her growing list of failures. Nigel Farage, known for his sharp criticism of the current government, recently exposed Rachel Reeves on national television, calling attention to widening gaps in the narrative she has constructed about her career. Farage has accused her of lies, deceit, and misrepresentation, particularly regarding her tenure at the Bank of England. According to Reeves, she worked there for 10 years, a claim that sounded impressive, but is ultimately untrue. Official records show she only worked for 5.5 years at the bank. When confronted about this inconsistency, Reeves tried to cover her tracks by arguing that the time she spent working at the British Embassy counted toward her total. However, the official documentation does not support this claim. The question arises: if an ordinary person were caught lying about their qualifications or experience, they would likely face serious repercussions, including being dismissed from their job. Why, then, should politicians like Reeves be allowed to get away with exaggerations and fabrications on their resumes? Farage has argued that this is not a simple mistake, but rather a reflection of a deeper issue with her leadership, which raises concerns about her ability to manage the nation's finances. After all, if she cannot be transparent about her own background, how can the British public trust her with the future of the UK economy? In fact, the national insurance rises, new employment laws, and increases in the minimum wage, set to take effect in April, are likely to place further strain on an already fragile economy. Far from offering hope for growth, these measures are expected to exacerbate the financial difficulties faced by millions of Britons. While ordinary people continue to struggle with the rising cost of living, members of Parliament, including those responsible for these policies, are granting themselves a 2.8% pay increase, adding to their already generous salaries and allowances. Farage has not minced words in calling out this hypocrisy, accusing MPs, including Reeves, of failing the public while enriching themselves. He has pointed out that while ordinary citizens face the brunt of economic hardship, politicians are continuing to benefit from their positions, and their pay rises are a stark reminder of this. As the economy falters, the gap between the government and the people they are supposed to serve has never been wider, and Farage's criticisms are resonating with many who feel that their voices are being ignored. Reeves has been quick to dismiss the criticisms, claiming that the economy is improving, but the numbers don't back her up. With GDP per head declining and wages failing to keep up with inflation, it is difficult to see any real progress. Rather than growth, the UK is facing stagnation, and despite her claims, it is clear that the economy is far from recovering. In fact, many are now asking, where is the recovery? Where is the growth? What exactly are Reeves's policies accomplishing? This has led to a serious erosion of trust in the government and its leadership. Farage has argued that politicians like Reeves are not only failing to deliver on their promises, but are actively deceiving the public by spinning poor economic performance as a success. The public has grown increasingly weary of empty rhetoric and false promises. They want real leadership, honesty, and tangible solutions to the economic problems they face. The situation has reached a point where many are questioning whether Reeves is fit to hold her position as Chancellor. Her credibility is in tatters, and her financial mismanagement is well documented. It's clear that her leadership has not inspired confidence, and the public is losing patience with her. If she cannot deliver on her promises or answer the difficult questions about her past and her handling of public funds, it may soon be time for her to step aside. The bigger question now is, how much longer can the public continue to trust politicians who lie about their past, manipulate the truth, and fail to take accountability for their actions? If the government continues to spin economic failures as successes, while MPs enjoy pay rises at the public's expense, it is hard to see how trust in the political system can be restored.